the idea of spine comes from, we see people who are spineless, who turn themselves into pretzels, accommodating silly ideas, simply to please a boss or something like that. And we all have various degrees of that. So what do we say to them? We say, well, you got to have a backbone. You got to act with spine. So I turned spine into an acronym. Okay. Because I like acronyms. Okay. So it's strength, P, principle, I, integrity, N is nurture, is that grace, and E, again, is a concept I'm coming back to, energizing. But the fundamental of the spine is strength. Act with courage. Stand up for what you believe in, and make it. And if, certainly for a leader, what is it that you want to achieve in the workplace? How do we do things? Every job, most jobs certainly have job specifications or performance. But how about performances for behavior? Okay, when you're in this job, I say these things. There's three things you're supposed to do: cooperate, coordinate, and collaborate. Okay, and and so when you're working on our team, this is how we do things. Okay, these are the behavioral standards. We expect you to be a team player in spirit and be there for others as they will be for you. And again, that's part of being a community. So what is it you can do for that? But that takes that strength and that courage and that conviction. We can take it to the idea of DEI, of an executive standing up for the concept of diversity and equity, yes, but also inclusion. Okay, we need people who are different from ourselves at the table, and make sure that's known. So do the recruiting, develop the leaders, the next generation leaders, and stand up for the ethical for ethical. When there was ethical misbehavior, act on and make people know, make it known that those kind of breaches are unacceptable. And that is acting with standards. That's acting with integrity, because it's important and it sends a signal. And when it's missing, then the whole concept of leadership or the whole sense of community kind of frays. If we see the boss preach one thing but do another, well, there's an erosion of trust right there.
Yeah, I really like that distinction you made, in terms of distinguishing between diversity and equity and inclusion, because I think that, to me, that's where the courage comes in, right? It doesn't take a lot of courage to make an effort to hire a diverse workforce. What takes courage is to make sure that those people, when they share ideas, that they feel heard. And there's good reason to listen to them. There's many good reasons, but that's what inclusion is, right? When people feel, not only am I here, not only am I at the table, but I feel like I belong and I feel included here. And that, to me, takes courage, where you're openly soliciting, and then really making sure when you're soliciting these ideas, making sure that your people feel like their ideas were valued, at least considered and heard. Is that what you're pointing to here?
Yes, absolutely. And it's a different dimension of courage too. Yes, very much so. You're right on. But it's also acknowledging what you don't know. And I, have come over the last few years through working with colleagues of mine who are Black, and I think I know the Black experience. Well, I don't really intellectually, yes, but I don't know what it is to be a Black woman or a Black man. I am a product of white privilege. Not that it was handed down to me. It's the way people of my age were treated, and so I needed to learn how to be a better listener. I needed to learn how to make myself open so that I could come with new understandings of things. And to do that, it requires a bit of going out on a limb a bit, because we're a little fearful. We don't want to appear as if we are racist or biased or things. And we all have our biases, of course, because we're human beings. But acknowledging that, hey, I've got this bias, it's my blind spot, whatever, and I'm going to work on it. And so when a leader comes forward with that or acts on that, that gives a sense of transparency to the entire group. And you can call that a little bit of courage, if you will.